Hello guys, it's me, your favorite Mola. We are here at the Bangwana complex in Banga, Mungo division. Guys, tell me, have you ever eaten mushroom with achu? Or with okra soup? With vegetable? Or with jollof rice? Anyway, it's so sweet. Now, we don't want it to come from the nature only. We have now to produce it. Guys, let's now discover how to produce mushroom.
On the table Agro Farm CIG Bank. We are into mushroom cultivation and snack production. So this morning we'll be looking at the mushroom cultivation. I'll be very brief. I've not been given enough time to present. So this is the rundown of what we'll be looking at. Firstly, we'll look at an introduction where we'll, under the introduction, I would love that this presentation be an interactive one, not one side something. So at any point in time, if there is something that you would love to say, you raise up your hand and we show you. I'm not sure that this is the first time you are hearing about mushroom. Is it? It is. Okay, who is hearing about this for the first time?
Put up your hands, please. Let us see. Those who are here for the first time.
I said mushroom. Okay, we are not hearing about mushroom. Pardon? Okay, yes. So this mushroom cultivation we are looking at today is not any extraordinary thing. It's not something too new because we have mushrooms right in our backyards, in the farm. Especially when it's the start of rainy season, this is the period of mushrooms. If you go to Bamenda now in the market, you find mushroom in the market already. So mushroom cultivation is an activity that has been adapted such that mushroom can be cultivated throughout the 12 months of the year, even during the dry season. Mostly the traditional mushroom, we always see them only at the start of the rainy season. But with this initiative, we are able to cultivate mushroom January, December, even at the peak of the dry season. So the types of mushroom that exist, I'll talk about 4 types. We have the oyster species. That's the one that we are going to cultivate. That's the one that is most common. The second species is the agaricus. The third species is shiitake, and we have the maite. I will give you the name so that you can find pictures online and see how they look like. But as for the oyster species, I will show you what it looks like. So, pardon? Okay. For the nutritional benefits of mushroom is packed with carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and fibers, and vitamins too. Those 5 main nutrients are packed in mushroom. For the health benefit, mushroom will go a long way to boost the immune system first. It's a source of energy. It helps to fight cancer. It doesn't like to prevent cancer. It helps in preventing cancer. So that's it under the introduction. If there is any question or any doubt, then I would love to have it now.
It's about the different types.
Yes. That's the first species.
Yes.
The second species, agaricus.
Yes.
The third, shiitake. This is shiitake. This is shiitake, this is maite. That's oyster. These are the four species. The 4 types.
It was under favorable conditions like a super natural organic soil.
Okay, yes, thank you. Her answer is correct. It's a fungi. Do we all know what fungi is? Pardon? that one is not so much of interest. That one is biology knowledge if I have to go into it. So looking at mushroom cultivation, we will look at the advantages of carrying out mushroom cultivation. In every activity, there is always an advantage and a disadvantage. So for mushroom cultivation, the first advantage is it requires very little space. It's indoor farming, and so it requires very little space. With a space like this room, this room can take a capacity of 5,000 substrate bags. You might be wondering how, right? Yes. Mushroom farm is constructed in such a way that the substrate bags are placed on shelves, canter. So you can mount, like, depending on the height, this side of the wall can take as so many shelves as possible. And on those shelves, you can place the substrate bags on them. So this space can take so many substrate bags. So that's the first advantage. The second advantage is the raw material for mushroom cultivation is readily available. We have the first, which is sawdust. Sawdust is almost everywhere. It's readily available, but the type of sawdust you use might be a problem, a little problem only. That's the second advantage. The third advantage is the nutritional benefits of the mushroom. Then the third advantage, it's a lucrative business to do. Because the turnover, I said it's a high income business. The turnover is very fast. Another advantage is mushroom cultivation. The life cycle is not too long. It takes you 1 month from what we will do today. It will take us 1 month, and as from 1 month we'll be expecting to harvest from the substrate bags that we are going to produce today. And the harvesting period from those substrate bags will run for a duration of 2 to 3 months, depending on how we take good care of them. So the mushroom life cycle is very short, and the harvesting can take 3 months. Then as for a disadvantage, the first disadvantage is the sawdust I was talking about. The fact that sawdust is everywhere doesn't mean that people use any type of sawdust, because you might get the one which has chemicals. Like there are trees that have chemicals in them. So if you get that type of tree and you use it for your substrate production, you might not have good results. Another disadvantage would be at the level of getting equipment. Equipment here, I'm talking about the dryer in particular. You know, if you do mushroom cultivation in large quantity, you need the dryer to dry it. And so that will be a disadvantage for a small scale farmer who is starting. That might be a disadvantage. But if the person is financially ready, that will not be a problem. So it's not a big problem. It might be a problem to some people. Okay, the next thing we'll look at are the climatic conditions to consider when carrying out mushroom cultivation. In mushroom, like the traditional mushroom that grows during the rainy season, at the start of the rainy season, that one already tells you that it needs a humid air. That's temperatures. The best temperatures for mushroom cultivation are temperatures within the range of 20 degrees to maximum 25. So the environment will have to be humid. Then, yes, that's it for the climatic condition. Okay, now we'll talk about the materials needed to set up a mushroom farm. A mushroom farm, like I was saying, is an indoor farming. And this room, if you have a room like this, it is good. But if you don't have a room like this, for you to set up, if you already have a land and you want to start up a small farm, you can use Indian bamboo. Do we know what Indian bamboo is? Pardon? Yes, that's how you call it. Yes. So Indian bamboo is one of the things that you can use to set up your mushroom farm. You can as well build a normal house like this one. It will depend on their means. Yes. You can use plank to set up your house. Anything that you can bring up a house, you can use it. You use the zinc and every other thing that is required for that you can use to build a house with. So at this point, are there any questions?
Sawdust have a lot of chemicals in them.
Yes.
Then which is the best substrate that you can use? You have not mentioned it. For
I have
example,
not mentioned that one because I am going to reach there. I was giving that one as a disadvantage of the type of sawdust since we said it's readily available, but it's good to get to know which one is the best to use.
Okay.
So I will get to that.
they also talk about the climate.
Yes.
That it should be humid 26 to 28.
20 to 25.
20 to 25.
Yes.
Yeah, if you put it in
Very good rating. The windows are open, then the neck is very good. So in a room like this one, that window you can make another window on this side of the room. So those two sides will be okay to ventilate the room and bring in lighting into the room.
light has no disadvantage.
No, light is instead a factor that helps you. Yes, light has no disadvantage. Yeah.
Any instrument used to tell the temperature, to know whether it's at the range of 20 to 25 degrees.
Yes, that is
Then, in the absence of the thermometer, your phone can detect this room temperature. That's the first thing that you can use. Are we okay? If your room is humid, you discover that the temperature in that room is going to be lower than the normal room temperature if you step outside. There are humidifier, that's an equipment that is used in humidifying mushroom farm. And used for drying, that will be during the dry season mostly. But now during the rainy season, you need to have a dryer, a dehydrator, food dehydrator. Yes, yes, that's the one that will be used to dehydrate the mushroom. Any other question? Yes. Okay. The humidifier is an equipment that pumps water in a vapor form, vaporized form. So that water that is pumped through that humidifier will help to humidify the environment. If the air is dry, the temperature will be high. But if the air is moist, that temperature will be low. Yes. Is it okay? So the humidifier helps to vaporize water and give it a gaseous form, keeping the room at low temperature. Yes.
Those humidifiers are around the water.
Yes.
They call them semi air conditioner. They use water.
Yes.
They are so out. Yes, somewhere around, because we are going to production, we should know where that equipment is.
Yes, thank you.
Around, I seen there's something I say. The Chinese, Chinese shop there. In small boxes like this. You put in water. If your room is hot.
It takes 1 month from the day of planting for the substrate to settle completely and start fruiting. Then as from that 1 month now, you have 2 to 3 months to harvest.
So I wanted to ask that, because this is our natural mushroom,
Yes.
I observed that there are some that even when they are not yet fully mature, I see this maggots inside.
Yes.
So in the process of nurturing it to that mature stage, what are the things that can cause those maggots to attack it?
Yes. Okay, that's a very good question and very practical question because maggots and fly in mushroom is a whole big problem. So the answer to your question is, like we said, indoor farming, and I showed the window with nets on it. That's already to tell you that the air that is entering this room is filtered. No flies have to be in the mushroom farm because they are the flies that come and feed on the substrate bags that introduce maggots into them. So if you keep your room free from flies, your mushroom will be free from maggots. Yes. The main competitor of mushroom. So on the substrate bag, if you prepare a substrate bag and you don't sterilize it properly, or the conditions where you store it are not favorable for the mushroom, it's going to give room to mold. And we have orange mold and green mold that attacks the substrate bag. And once it attacks the substrate bag, there will be no more mushroom on it. Okay, so now we'll be looking at the mushroom substrate composition. The substrate composition is made up of sawdust, which is the main raw material, rice bran which is it serves as the main source of nutrient. And the third, whitewash, which serves as pH stabilizer. Wood ash also does the same thing as whitewash, and we have water, which is the universal solvent. Then we have the mushroom spout. Let me take it over here. Yes. I said for the substrate composition, we have sawdust, the main material.
What type?
The type of sawdust, the fine type, fine sawdust. That's sweet, yes. Yes, from eucalyptus.
Only eucalyptus.
Yes. Not only eucalyptus. The eucalyptus is the best. Yes. Corn cobs can be used in the place of sawdust. If you are in a place where you don't have sawdust, you can use corn cob. You take your corn stalk and you crush corn, yes, and you crush it into small particles and yes.
What about coffee chunks?
Yes,
Arabica coffee chunks.
yes, that's also you can also replace the sawdust.
That's all those.
Let me finish this thing with material. Okay, I said sawdust, alternative materials that we can use in the place of sawdust. The first one is corn cob. The second is the coffee chap, yes. The sawdust and the corn cob is the one that we have used mostly. That one we have not yet used, but it can be used as well. Yeah, so the second raw material is rice bran.
Right?
Rice bran. For rice, yes.
Rice bran, not the oil. The oil
Yes.
meal, when the oil dries, they get the chaps.
Yes, that's what is the second material.
Mostly around them.
Then the third is whitewash. Pardon? The use of rice bran is like the fertilizer. Are we together? Okay, yes. The third raw material is whitewash. It helps in stabilizing the pH of the substrate. The next thing is water. Water is used in mixing because our substrate is supposed to be moist at the end. It's not supposed to be dry. So we use water in mixing it. And we also use water because the mushroom comes up with water. It doesn't come up dry like what do I call like plaque. Yes. So mushroom has water in it. That's why water is also used as one of the substrate material. Then we have the spawn or the seeds, what we use in planting the substrate bacteria. Are we okay at the level of the composition? Parameters for mushroom cultivation. We'll look at first the external parameter. These external parameters are environmental conditions that we need to consider in order for us to cultivate our mushroom. The first is the temperature that we already mentioned. The second is humidity. The room has to be humid. The third is light source. There has to be light source into the room where you are cultivating your mushroom. And yes, the temperature, humidity, and light, those are the three external factors. Then as for the internal factors, we look at the nutrient composition of the substrate. If you make your substrate composition without rice bran, at the end of the day, you might not have good, healthy food because the substrate bank has not been enriched. Then we also have the quantity of water that we introduce into it. It also matters because mushroom, first, it has a good composition of water in it, and so water will be needed as an internal factor to make the substrate and grow good, healthy mushroom. So the next thing we look at now are the stages of production. And the first stage, we have gathering of raw material. In every farming process, you must always try to assemble all the raw material, making sure that everything is in place before you can proceed. So once we have our sawdust, the rice bran, whitewash, the wood ash, water, and the sperm, then we know all our raw materials are set. The next stage we look at is the mixing. And the mixing is done in two phases. We have the dry mixing and the wet mixing. First of all, you weigh everything as written there, then you mix them dry first. You make sure they are well mixed before you introduce water. And once you introduce water, you still have to mix very well until you discover that it's uniform. Then you can go to the next stage. The next stage is bagging. And in this stage, we use plastic bags, plastic, right? Yes, to feed the substrate inside. We fill it and tie. And the next stage is sterilization. In this sterilization, we take the substrate bags into a metallic drum and we pack them inside and sterilize. Pardon? I said for the sterilization, we pack the substrate bags into a metallic drum and we put on fire, hot fire, for at least 3 hours.
You cook.
Yes, we cook. Yes, we cook. The metallic drum needs to have water under it and a layer separating the water from the substrate bag. So we are packing the substrate bags on another layer and water is below. Then we tie it very well. So once it's boiling, it's the vapor from the water, steam, that is sterilizing the plastic bags. So we will not have any case of burning except the water dries up completely. Is it okay? Yes, and sterilization is one of the most important steps under these stages of production. Reason being that you can mix this, you do this, and you plant without sterilizing, but then the brothers of mushroom, the mold, they will feed on the substrate instead of them giving room for the mushroom to grow. So you must always sterilize your substrate bags, sterilize them for the required period of time. Are we okay with sterilization? Okay, so after sterilization, we allow the substrate bags to cool completely. It has to be completely cold before we can plant. And during planting, we just introduce the mushroom sprouts into the substrate bags, tie them very well, and we keep them in the mushroom farm. That's the stage of incubation. And that stage takes from that day of planting to 1 month time. And after 1 month, you can start expecting fruits from the substrate bags. It sprouts out. Yes.
On its own?
Yes, on its own. Please. At the level of this stage, is question, raise up your hand.
Sterilization, you allow it to grow. Then after then,
Pardon?
you said after sterilization, you allow it to grow. Then from there, it will
Okay, it's not yet very well. The next stage after pruning is planting. You're planting the Do you have the species? The one you want us to try?
They breed. This one you're breeding.
Yes.
The soil can change. You are not getting it.
You will not give. I've understood what you want to say.
There is no.
See.
This one should not be up to 1 now.
No, the same one.
I know that.
Even that this one is 2, this one has to be 1. Yes, mix that one. This one we have. Wait, please, Mr. Chris, please. Let me come.
Just keep going. Somebody
One.
keep going. Just keep going.
Okay. Here in front of us, we are having the composition of the mushroom substrate. What we have here, there are 3 things. This is the sawdust. We have 8 buckets of sawdust. Then this is rice bran, 4 buckets of them. And this is whitewash, the whitish substance, while it was 2.5 kilograms. So we are waiting for water. Water is supposed to be part of this as well.
Check your fire. Fire is good.
Yes, it's good. We are the protocol. Okay, this is the sterilization drum. This is fire and this is the drum. You can come closer and see. Inside it we have a layer which is separating water from the substrate bags, because water doesn't have to come in contact with the substrate bag. So we are going to place the substrate bag here and mount it up. And it will boil while the steam is going to sterilize the substrate. Yes, we are going to tie it using the plastic. Okay, this layer that is separating this water separating the water from the substrate is about 3 centimeters from the bottom of the drum.
Okay, so there's water down.
Yes, there is water below this layer.
Up to this level. Okay.
Okay, 30 centimeters.
No, the one that separates the one that Thank you very much. While she is mixing it,
at that point, wait, please. Down this way completely like that.
Mix that you actually mix the turn up.
Okay, madam, let us say we are in a place where we don't have rice bran. What do we do? So we'll have sawdust in places, but the rice, that your rice bran is strong. Oh, true?
Yes.
Out of wheat bran, so when you mix it with whitewash, it reduces the acidity, and then increases the pH level to about 7.5, so that it should be neutralized, not stabilized, neutralized.
Don't make it requires more water before add water. So add 1 bucket of water first.
No, you, not only you. You.
This one, yes, this one. Yes. Note that the same bucket used for measuring the salt, the rice. No, don't turn it. Like yes, If that one is not much, you can just turn around.
Yes, it's dry now.
Something like that. I've mentioned that for the sake of the fact that we're just cover so that the dry part and the water and the layers.
It can be more than, can be less.
Well, now you know. Because man level left. Now you know.
No, there's no type.
They be list them. As you navigate them, say they go list, they go combine sawdust, they go combine rice bran, they go combine whitewash. So we don't combine them. We measure them according to the quantities where they be given for inside book. As they measure them and then they pour them for here. We teacher confirm say all thing correct. Say may they start mix them. So the next thing where they be get for Adam now water according to the measurement wey dem be there for class, 4 buckets of water, but as dem put am, the teacher dey confirm. So as they put am, they start to mix am gently. Now say they take the water, they first sprinkle am. And when, if in standard condition, you no suppose to sprinkle am even with your hand, wear your glove and wear your face mask, and then you watch am. And then make sure say use your watering can so that make the water no just pour the scatter. Make it be as it is, so you know that kind garri wey man is soak water, e dey over soak. Na so e dey. So now the mixture that as they mix and gently, the teacher dey approve. And so now the level that we una don't meet up and we never do any other thing extra. So now just the things and that. We don't mix the thing thoroughly. They can put that mixture inside this plastic, tie am. And when they tie am, they can now put them on top of inside that sterilization chamber and then put strong fire.
The water to run out, given that it's on 2 surfaces. Yeah, so if you're doing this in your house and it's on the cement floor, you can pour the water using the bucket. So the idea of the watering can is cancelled.
Cancelled?
Yes.
We have 8 buckets of sawdust.
8 buckets of sawdust, 15 liters
15
size.
liters, 8 buckets of sawdust. You have 4 buckets of rice bran. 15 liters. You have
Right here.
whitewash. What quantity? 2 kilograms.
2 kilograms of whitewash.
We added it to 2.5, given that we don't have wood ash to add. So the wood ash now, 1.5.
Substrate is homogeneously, yes, homogeneously mixed. So we have done estimates to ensure that we come up with this texture that we have here. But in the house, you make sure that the bucket that you're using is 15 liter bucket, so that when you feed the sawdust, you feed the rice bran, as you put in the water, you feed it as well. Are we together? Okay, so look at how my palms are. Let me show you what texture is supposed to look like at the end. For you to be sure that your substrate is moist, not too wet, not too dry. When you pick it up after mixing, you press it very hard. As soon as it forms lumps like this, you are good to go. And you find my hand is moist, so we can start bagging.
Why the gap narrow?
Okay, there. Let's. Who is going to use this and who?
Well, we already
Okay.
behind.
If we tie it like this, can this enter 80 back? Okay, so we are going to feed this quantity at tight. Watch the way I tie, because you have to tie this thing in such a way that you're going to loosen it and tie and plant. So you first compress it lightly, then tie the first time, then you tie the second time. As it is like this, tomorrow when we remove it from the drum, we'll simply pull this up and open it. So let me do it from this direction. Tie the first time, then the second time. Yes, you go back. Not everybody has you should be sure that when you remove it, Okay, so when we put the substrate bags inside this drum, we are going to tie cover and put constant fire for at least 3 hours. And after 3 hours, we can allow it to stand there and cool. Yes. You're going to just put it like that.
You have to cover it.
Yes, join it. Yes, just set it to one.
But you have taken one of my own already.
When you put the first one, let me see and confirm, then we continue now.
Madam, when somebody tie and the paper is...
Let's be counting, please.
Are you counting?
Remember to count, please. Let me see.
Let's see the amount first.
How many
Yes,
are already
continue.
inside?
Are we counting?
That one that's
I'm not counting. How do you expect me to get do that? Do that. Man, you everybody wants to
Went back to square one.
When you feel it, you bring it, please.
see, how many were here already?
Okay, also when there was a rubber here. Has anyone seen it?
Yes, the rubber was there. Hold it very well before you do it. Hold it very well.
Where are the boys stay? Like
Go
when
with it.
when the place started.
Go with it.
No, we need to go. Let's go.
Yeah, we have stopped. That's good.
They just take our answer.
Hold on, wait. Balance it.
Wait.
Balance it. Okay. We'll balance this way. See.
Take care of that rubber.
We should wait. We should bring it out again. Bring it out. Out. Come.
Lift it up so that it should be it's tied very strong.
No, it's okay. You stay like this.
Okay.
No, they are tying here now. Where is
See, bring the rubber on this side. Start on
what
this side.
is just
See,
hold
wait.
and stand where I'm
Start on this side. Yes, Jack. That's what I'm saying. Start on this side because if they are not here. Wait.
This tie is strong.
Go now.
Let me hold it. Somebody
Go on,
pass
hold
this
it
one.
that side.
Give that one.
Careful, yes, those. Tie strong.
And it comes out well.
Okay, so this is the sterilization phase and it's going to run for 3 hours at least. And after 3 hours, we are going to remove it from then keep them down and allow it to cool, then we plant and incubate. This is the mushroom spawn seeds. We are going to open this one bottle and plant it into some bags. So much.
Okay, no problem. There's no one to put them there in the determined. So what she is doing now?
Allow.
You cannot hear me.
No, the fact is that we need some image.
Okay, at this level, after planting and compressing very well, you keep them in the farm and it's going to incubate for 30 days. And after the 30 days, we are expecting the fruit. Period of sterilization lasted for 3 hours. And after the 3 hours, we waited for the sulfate bags to cool completely. They are completely cool. That's why we are able to plant. So after planting the sulfate bag with the mushroom sprouts and allowing it to incubate for a period of 1 month, you come and find the sulfate bag completely white, as you can see. It is white because the sperm has successfully colonized the substrate bag, and as a result of it has settled and it is ready for fruiting. So after that 1 month period, you start expecting the first fruit from the mushroom, and as you can see here, this is the first shoot. From this stage, you have the second stage. From this stage, you have it at this size. From here, you get to this point, and you get to this one, and finally you have the mature fruit that has been harvested. It will take you 3 to 4 days for it to live from this stage right to the mature stage. And once you have harvested your mushroom, you can dry it using sunlight or using a food dehydrator to get this. This is the dry mushroom. This one is 2,000 francs. Mushroom cultivation is a very lucrative business, and it's very easy to carry out from all the steps that we have demonstrated. So we are encouraging the youth and everyone to engage into mushroom farming because it's very lucrative, very easy to do. The raw materials are affordable and available in our community, and the health benefits are numerous, so it's good for consumption for everyone. The mushroom we have, you can consume it as pepper soup. You can consume it as mushroom sauté accompanied with plantains or potatoes. You can cook it in any sauce. It could be stew, it could be granite sauce. You can use it in your yellow soup to eat your achopi. You can cook it in your ekwam. You can cook it in everything that you eat.
Hey les gars, nous sommes arrivés comme ça au thème de notre culture du champignon. Alors, je sais que vous aimez bien manger du champignon. Voilà, si vous voulez trouver ces champignons ou alors former vos enfants de la culture du champignon, ça se produit comme ça à l'Institut Bangwana. C'est situé à Banga, dans le département du Mungo.